uncooperative, and secretive behavior will not be tolerated. Fighting was not tolerated. Running was not tolerated. Hiding was not tolerated. I was running out of options. Fear had begun to paralyze me, preventing me from acting out. I didn't like humans. They were mean, but it was more complicated than that. My parents fed and clothed me, provided me with a bed to sleep in and a roof to cover my head, and yet they would choose to judge me unfairly and punish me for things I didn't believe I deserved punishment for. It was like they wanted to keep me alive, just so they could hurt me. So I judged my parents, not just for being mean, but cruel, wishing to torture their own kin, their child. It didn't take long for the constant anger I felt to fill my heart with hatred for my schoolmates, for my teachers, for my parents, for all of humanity. I rarely acted out now. Instead, I acted in, with my feelings of hatred, and in that hatred, I imagined and played out unspeakably cruel fantasies. But none of it was truly cruel. It was inner justice, retribution for all of the truly cruel things that humanity had done to me, all dealt in kind to the individuals I could not distinguish from the rest of the humans whom caused me to suffer. Hatred had now festered into inner malice. But something didn't make sense. By this time, my parents separated, and we were living with my mother. We had also moved houses and schools many times, never remaining at either for more than a couple of years each. This was a good thing. Relationships at school would slowly sour over time. Generally, I maintained a neutral relationship with everyone I met, non-hostile. But with time, someone would say something or do something that I would find detestable. This made them my enemy, but I would generally remain physically and verbally non-hostile, while refusing, whenever possible, to interact with them. Eventually, everyone would be my enemy. But a change in school would refresh the relationship status of my schoolmates and teachers, making everything, except my parents, neutral to me. Although any schoolwork expectations would also be refreshed, meaning that my parents would be a little less expecting of me, slightly neutralizing my inner malice towards them. But the last school I went to was different. I was there more than a couple of years. And something else. By this time, I was questioning how it was possible that so many people hated me. It didn't make sense. I hadn't yet developed a complex comprehension regarding the reason, but I did consider a possibility. What if all humans were individuals? I didn't use the word individuals at the time, but basically I considered that my perception of an attack wasn't intended as an attack. What if something only made it seem like an attack? I couldn't prove to myself that this was the case, but I treated this as a revelation. But at the time, this revelation would not benefit me. It didn't change that I was being hurt by other people, by my schoolmates, by my teachers, by my parents, by humanity. All it meant was that I could no longer justify festering and reveling in my inner malice towards those that hurt me. I was still angry. I still felt hatred, and malice still festered within from being unjustly treated. But now I felt guilt, and my anger transitioned into a bitter sadness. This sadness crippled me. I could not fight. I could not run. I could not hide. And now I couldn't even live out twisted fantasies in my own head. Slowly but surely, I began to shut down. I was preparing to die, psychologically and physically. Thank you for listening in. Have a wonderful day.